I'm not telling anybody anything.
Are we going back to Bombay Beach?
I'm not telling anybody. That qualifies as a body of water.
A lot of the guys have asked me, like, what you're just... I know it's probably not something you're thinking about much, but it was really odd the way that Kim, talked to you on the phone. What the things she said on the phone were really odd. Do you have any kind of idea what she was thinking or what the fuck was going on? Like, look, Austin's shaking his head. It was odd, and people want to know what you fucking thought about it, dude.
So people are curious if Kim was mad at us, or they're wondering if she wanted to have sex with us.
If they want to know if she was part of some satanic cult, why she asked you about the kids, why she said you're mine now, what was going on, man? I can pull up some of the theories the kids have if you want.
She's the witch out of Hansel and Gretel, it sounds like. Inla Niggy, I guess, went back the next weekend. He's got this weird thing with Mountain Girl, his girlfriend, where they retrace our steps. He went back to Slab City the weekend after we were there for our recent shoot, and then he went back to Bombay Beach the weekend after too. He ran into Kim and she didn't remember him, which makes me think that she's on drugs, or that maybe she is in some sort of brainwash cult. She just talked to him, and he said that she gave him the same spiel she gave us. Didn't recognize him at all. And Inlanigi is kind of a distinct looking character, isn't he?
He really is. That's odd, man.
If he was wearing his Uzi necklace, then she definitely should have been recognized. Yeah. I don't have the answers to this, people. I don't know what Kim's...
But you had a strange... When she said you're mine, you had a strange feeling. You looked at me and you go, let's get out of here. So obviously you had some... The intuition was that something sinister was happening, right?
Yeah. It's like the girls in a true crime documentary that narrowly escape Ted Bundy or John Wayne Gacy.
That was us.
Well, he only killed boys who look like Austin. But maybe they'd be interviewing them. We were walking down the street side by side. There was a guy in the trench coat behind me, and I went ice cold, and my hair stood up on the back of my neck. If it was sort of that feeling.
It was.
And then the chick, she starts running, and the guy starts following, and she hops a fence, and he slips on a banana peel. It was like that. Yeah.
It was an odd... Man, I didn't feel like we were going to... I didn't want to wait for her to come either. I didn't think anything like we weren't in danger, unless if she had like a gun and she fucking had some training and she could just pick off targets, she could have taken all of us out, but that'd probably been the only way.
If she lives out in Bombay Beach and she doesn't have a gun as a relatively attractive older woman, she's an idiot.
Yeah, she should have a gun. I'm pretty sure she did have guns. She had I saw her old truck. It looked like, I don't know what the hell she was doing with that thing. It looked like something a serial murderer would have, to be honest.
Serial murderers drive trucks?
I think so. I think it's like easier to throw the body in the bed of the truck, man.
It's a little perilous though, because it's open to the elements.
Well,
and a police officer with a mag light can look right inside.
But a cop would never think that just a man with something in his, the bed of his truck couldn't be a body. If it's hidden and there's a smell or something, and then it's like, whoa, what the hell's that guy hiding? But if it's just out in the open, maybe that's the theory that they're going with.
Best car for a serial killer, Toyota Prius. Because any fucker who drives a Prius, you don't like people who drive those, do you, Austin?
I hate Prius drivers. Well, they're shitty drivers, though. You ever notice that?
Well, they're shitty drivers, but they better get their shit together and follow the yellow lines so they don't get pulled over when they got a body.
Yeah.
But anybody who cares a lot about the environment... if you're taking the time to care about the environment, a serial killer's got one priority. It's to fulfill his sexual desire for death, okay? And he's not going to be worried about Mother Earth or the ice caps or the fucking the lemurs in Madagascar, okay? So that's why I think the Prius is the best vehicle.
Sex traffickers was a big thing that people were saying. Is that...
They thought she was a sex trafficker?
Or maybe the guy was like an ex-convicted pedophile or something like that. And that's
sex trafficker.
Yeah, why did she ask the children? She asked about if we had any kids with us. What the fuck was that about?
And another thing that somebody said, or that Iggy said to me, I forget where I heard this, is that I think it was somebody on like a Patreon Live pointed this out, that she mentioned a make and model of car, and then the guy who pulled up was in a totally different make and model of vehicle, meaning he was just there to eat his lunch, and he said he was just there to eat his lunch.
Right.
He probably had nothing to do with Kim.
Right.
So another guy who might have been the real child molester was probably going to roll up just a little after we left.
Thank God.
Thank God. That
he would have liked Iggy. Iggy doesn't look like much older than a teenager, right?
I feel like